Welcome to the Good Rookies podcast. My name is Faheem.
And my name is Nelly J, y'all. And we are Good
That's
Rookies.
right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday. And guess what? It's episode 61.
61. Let's
Six.
go.
So, y'all, I love to have my queens on the podcast as guests. So, Faheem, please introduce who we got.
All right. So we'll be talking a little bit more with her to get into her sports knowledge. She has a lot to bring to the table. To me, she's an OG, someone that goes way back, fond memories, and just an awesome person. So it's going to be fun. Let's welcome Rolanda Coe to the podcast today.
Rolanda.
Thank you very much.
Rolanda.
Ro.
Rolanda.
Ro.
Rolanda.
Ro.
What up, Ro? How you doing, my dear?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
welcome. I love the vibe. So, Rolanda, so happy to have you on here. Faheem speaks very highly of you, so I know it's going to be a wicked episode.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into some hot topics that happened this past week or so, question for you, Rolanda, okay? Hashtag Roro. Will Kyrie be getting the vaccine, yes or no? A quick answer and why. I want to know your answer.
No. I don't think he's going to get it. I really, truly don't think he's going to get it. I think he should get it, but he's not going to get it.
Wow.
He has enough money back.
Let me ask, Ro, why don't you think he's going to get it?
He's trying to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he's trying to prove a point. He has enough money. He's going to sit back.
Okay. Faheem, your thoughts?
Do I think Kyrie's going to get it? So I said this before. I think all roads are leading toward he should, just like if he wants to continue a career, he should get it. I'm kind of siding with Ro on this. I don't know if he's going to, just who Kyrie has kind of played out to be. Basketball does not seem to be something that defines him. And if he feels strongly about this, I have a feeling he's going to sit on his morals and say, you know what, I'm not going to do it. Now, just one last thing I want to add to this, though. If he doesn't do it, like, it'd just be an odd way to end your career, wouldn't you say? Like, like a Hall of Famer to end on this note. I'm just wondering, let me throw this out real quick. Do you
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
You do. Go. Okay.
Your answer is what? What's your answer, though? He's not going to get it.
I should answer right from the start. I'm going to go with, actually, I think other variables will come in and Kyrie will not take it, but I think the league is going to find a way to accommodate him.
Okay. I think Kyrie is getting the damn vaccine. He's going to get it because guess what? News came out. Brooklyn said, we're not extending your contract. He's going to lose lots of money. Kyrie wants to do a lot of work in the community for women, people of color. Kyrie's getting the vaccine. And apparently, Kyrie's not even anti-vax. He just hates all the mandates. You're not anti-vax, but you're annoyed with the mandates? Bro, go get that thing punched on your arm, bro, and go play basketball. You understand? He's getting that vaccine, period. Anyway, go ahead, Faheem. A quick question after this about Kyrie retiring.
I forgot my question.
Okay.
We'll run with yours. That's cool.
Okay. But yeah, guys, so that's it. By next week when this comes out, we'll know if we're right or wrong. But either way, Kyrie Harden contract is coming up. Kyrie's in 2023. If they did all this work to play together, why throw it out because you're mad at mandates? That team is dumb. So get the vaccine, Kyrie.
Right.
Sorry.
I'm with you on that.
All right, let's get into some hot topics for him.
All right. So this past weekend, huge fight in boxing. Tyson Fury took on Deontay Wilder. What's your thoughts on that? Because we all pretty much seen it. So just give me your feedback in regards to how you feel that fight affected boxing.
Great fight.
Great fight, Ro?
Great fight. Wilder just couldn't knock him down. He was just down and up. Tyson, just a go-getter. They both saved by the bell all night long. Yeah, it was really good. Really good fights.
Nelly J?
Yeah, I mean, it's number 3. Like this is like
Mm.
the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? Like this
Right.
is like it's like Rocky in real life, like real
Right.
talk. Like it's interesting, and I feel like they're gonna fight again. There'll be part 4.
For
Right?
fourth.
Of course, of course. This is they're making so much money off these fights, Faheem. Like
Mm-hmm.
what I think they said Wilder can't fight till next year April, right? Because he broke a finger or something like that. That came out yesterday.
Mm.
So when he can fight again, I think Tyson wants to fight another boxer in the UK. I forgot his name.
It wasn't Joshua.
Not the Joshua, someone else. He said he wants to fight next year. It came out in the news. But so
Joseph
someone in the
Parker.
UK, but that person's fighting
Oh,
someone else.
Joshua.
I know I'm bad with names. But anyways,
Mhm.
so Tyson will fight next year.
Chisora? Okay. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, another fellow UK fighter, boxer.
Okay.
But I just happy to see actual boxers fighting and not YouTube stars.
Right.
So
Yeah.
That's a great point. This being a trilogy, and it's true when you talk about YouTube stars like the Paul brothers and the and even the exhibition matches that you have with Tyson and Roy Jones, Evander Holyfield's getting knocked out. It's just like, you're right. Boxing has really shifted. Okay. So I follow boxing, as you know, Nelly J. Like that's probably my second sport that I follow the most. I follow basketball and boxing. Those are my top 2. So I'm continuously watching fights. I maybe watch a few fights a month. And what happens is there's always titles that are being taken or fought for, but because they're not big marquee names, people don't even know about them, right? So they might know about these big marquee names when they happen once every 3 or 4 months. With this trilogy, though, I think we spend a lot of time thinking about what's been bad for boxing, and I think this trilogy is actually great for boxing. This is one of those things that, amongst all the nonsense that's happening out there, we could say that what just happened with that Tyson Fury Wilder match, it's like a classic. Like, I mean, when we talk of fights of a generation, a lot of people may even just caught the clips on YouTube or even on his IG. You need to watch that match from start to ending. It had everything. It had the drama. It had the shift of power from one to the other. It was just like a complete body of work. And I'm glad it happened. And I'm looking for a fourth one for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Roro. So before the fight, who did you have winning prior? Like, what was your prediction? Was it always Tyson to win it, or did you think Fury, or do you think it would be Wilder?
I thought Wilder for sure.
You thought Wilder? You did. Why? Just curious.
I don't know. Just the appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson looked a little bit sloppy. Like I really don't know those two too well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just looked at the appearance of Tyson. So he looks a little bit overweight, a little bit off, But then I'm like, these two boys, they're like what, 6'7", 6'9", something like that.
Right.
They're big boys, So I mean, Wilder looked great shape. So I thought, whoever's connecting, somebody's going down.
Right.
But it seemed like every time somebody got connected, they kind of got, wobbled a bit, went down, got back right back up.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, saved by the bell each time. So it was a really good fight.
Right.
Honestly, it's funny because that's what a lot of people thought. I thought it'd be Fury because I just think that Wilder is just not. And I'm not trying to defend Wilder, but I think Tyson is a smarter boxer. He's just smarter. Like if you look at Mayweather's always outsmarted his fellow components, and I think boxing is also intelligence, but alongside with it with brute force. And I feel like Tyson paced himself. He waited. Like you could tell he was thinking. He was like watching every move. Like he just waited to the right moment. He did. Like he was patient. And I feel like boxing is like knowing when to strike, knowing when to, get hit, knowing when to get that soft hit. And I feel like Fury was just a smarter boxer. That's why I thought he would win. And I also think Fury has a stronger punch than Wilder to me. Like I feel like he's just a more brute force than Wilder does. Even though Wilder gained some weight, which is better, but I think Tyson is just a bit stronger in terms of that punch power. I'm not sure the actual number, but I also feel that those hits that Tyson was giving Wilder, I was like, whoa, it's rocked him more than I
agree with everything you say, except the punching power.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, well, I don't know, but I'm saying when I saw the eye test, I just thought that Fury had more punching power because just the way it affected Wilder more.
Yeah, Fury is a better boxer, regards to
Okay.
like the sweet science and the movement.
Mhm.
They were talking like raw power.
Mhm.
Deontay Wilder, you know, history will probably remember him as like, you know, Mike Tyson power. Like
Oh,
he
okay.
has, like he's definitely easily a top 5 ever in regards to power, and that's gonna be his reputation.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, though, he outside of the power, he doesn't really have much. He's not much of a
Okay, so he's
boxer.
more power boxer. He's not more of
That's
the
it.
patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mayweather is
Right.
more of the Fury, like that patient waiting,
Right.
defensive
Right.
style. Yeah, and I
Right.
think those boxers always do way better because of that pace that they
Mhm.
do. They pace
Mhm.
themselves. It's a lot of rounds, and
Right.
boxing is very
Definitely.
tiring. Yo, like I
Never
didn't
thought it was about 12 rounds. Never. Like,
girl.
yeah, I've been.
11, but that's a lot. That's
It's a lot.
stamina, man.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I couldn't do that shit.
So one thing is the heavyweight division as of late has been kind of falling off. Like most people when they follow boxing, it's like the welterweights, the regular weights, right?
Mhm.
So I just find it very interesting now that finally the heavyweight division is getting a lot of good attention. And let's see what the next crop of heavyweights can come out and follow that out. But yeah, let's go to John Gruden. I want to ask about Gruden. What do you guys like? Nelly J, I'll let you elaborate on that because I know that's right up your lane.
Elaborate on anything. This guy's an idiot. He's a racist. Freaking hates the LGBTQ community. This guy's just an idiot. And I think he's a typical. I don't want y'all. This is not to all people that are white, because the people that are white people that are white are people that I can hang with. White people, those people are the one I'm talking about today. So he's just typical old white man that grew up in the era that were allowed to say all the ignorant shit. Okay. And then now he got caught. And I don't think he's the only one like this. I think there's many coaches, many people in the front office that have the same thinking as him, but they haven't been caught yet. But I don't feel sorry for this dude. Fire him. He resigned. F that. Because I heard that his boss went to talk to him. No, he should have fired him right then. Why are you going to talk to him? These damn oh, well, we don't want to fire you. So just say you're going to resign. It's better for you. Like, no, fire his tail. So, yeah.
So Gruden, he made misogynist and homophobic slurs over several years, and he degraded people around the game and mocked them. Now, I just want to give you some context.
Also, racial terms he did as well.
Right. So here is one this is the source being the New York Times. He says, this is a quote, dumb Boris Smith has lips the size of Michelin tires, end quote. That was in an email sent out.
And that man is black, by the way.
Yes.
Wow.
And also, remember Michael Sam? He was the first openly gay player that was drafted by an NBA team. He also, in an email, had pressured the Rams coach not to draft him just off of that. So, I mean, Gruden.
Your thoughts on this man?
He's got to go. Well, he's gone.
He's gone, right?
He's gone. Like, I'm embarrassed because that's my team. But he needs to go. He needs to go a long time ago. So,
exactly.
There's no room for that.
Question for you as a Raiders coach, right? Were you shocked when you heard this? Because you follow team. Were you shocked when you heard what he did, or were you like, "Oh, it's a Tuesday, it's a Monday, whatever"?
Well, can't say shocked because a lot of those coaches are old school, right? This is the era. Time to get rid of them. So I mean, it's the States as well. So stuff like that happens all the time, as we know. It just takes forever for it to come out.
It's true.
And what I couldn't stand about this, because I love what you said, Roro, about it's time to come out. This happened how many years ago? 10 years ago, Faheem?
Yeah.
So what's worse about this entire incident for me was that they saw the racist. So the whole Dave Chappelle thing, right? Dave Chappelle, LGBTQ, he was speaking facts, guys. He wasn't trying to be anti. He just said that black on black people, crime and violence, y'all don't care about that, but you care more about the LGBTQ community. It's the truth. So if you're mad about that, that's kind of weird. Anyways, but that's the fact of it. So when this coach made racist comments, at first, a pat on the hand, don't do that, bad guy, say sorry. But then when the comments of the homophobic comments came out, they made him resign. So it's like the racist stuff didn't bother y'all, really. I mean, it was an issue, but y'all thought you guys can, think it over. But when it came to him being homophobic, that's it. He needs to go. Why is that? And again, it shows that, again, this isn't Black versus LGBTQ community. It's not about that. I'm just saying that for me, the racist comments wasn't enough to let him go. It was when he did the homophobic comments, when they said, okay, this is enough, he has to leave. And because that community has a lot of people in corporate offices in that community, but the Black community, we're not in the corporate offices like that. So it just shows that we need more people of color making decisions in the front offices, because of that lack of, I guess, people of color in those positions, we're not getting the proper reactions when when people are attacking our community. You know what I mean? So that bothered me the most, was that like they waited until the other stuff came out to let him go. Like that to me was BS. And I think he also sent cheerleaders pictures as well to other, he sent out pictures of almost naked cheerleaders to fellow people in the NFL. Because what happened was that they're investigating the Washington football team, because, they were under investigation for how they treated their woman. And so they found his email in that owner's inbox, and they tracked back to all his stuff. So he just got caught by accident.
So ultimately, this is highlighting what we already know about the NFL. The NFL, even down to like quarterbacks just 30 years ago, they didn't want quarterbacks being Black, right? Nowadays, here we are 30 years later, and like half the quarterbacks are Black, right? So we know race is definitely playing a big part in the league. If you look at even with the Rooney Rule that's come out, where coaches, they implemented this rule to help Black people get coaching positions. It goes to show, if Gruden was doing this 10 years ago, things don't just change overnight, right? So, I mean, that's kind of the disheartening thing with this is you have we know what's happening behind the scenes, being exposed, and still nothing has really changed. Like, I still feel that Black coaches are still being underrepresented in the NFL.
Agree. They are. So do you think the Raiders are now going to hire a Black head coach, Ro? I'm just saying.
Good point. They would have to. If you're the Raiders, you have to hire a Black coach.
You gotta find a Black coach, man.
We have Black coaches. Every coach on your staff, offensive, defensive, water boy, everybody on the Raiders should be Black.
I'm just saying.
They have to fill the spot, right?
Yeah, like for them to show that we're not a racist organization, they're gonna have to hire someone Black somewhere in that just to like look okay. But
and also think about that. Why should they have to like now hire Black people because this came out? Like if it didn't come out, then things was just going status quo. You know what I mean? It's just, anyways. Gruden gets no respect from me. I'm off him.
Yeah, who's that guy again? I don't know his name. Like he's legit been erased. I don't. By Gruden.
Yeah. All right. So Nelly J, let's go to For the Culture.
For the culture, we like to highlight individuals that are for the culture. And today we get to highlight Grenada's own 7-time F1 champion. And also he is the only Black driver, in the F1 series. FYI, Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
So Lewis Hamilton, he made a personal pledge of $20 million at the launch of Mission 44 in July. And what that entails is that he's actually going to be providing or launching initiative to hire 150 Black STEM teachers. So I kind of want to quote what he said. So he said, I'm incredibly proud to be I'm incredibly proud to be announcing the first partnership from Mission 44 today. Our work with Teach First is another step toward addressing barriers preventing young Black students' engagement with STEM, which is sciences, technology, engineering, and I think mathematics. Yeah. Right. And so where was I? Yeah. Teaching roles. We hope to create a framework the wider education can implement. It's our hope other organizations will start recruiting teachers and will support and join us on our mission to see more diversity in the classroom. So one thing that he said, which I was shocked about, in England, okay, there's only 2% from Black backgrounds. That's crazy. 2% of teachers are Black backgrounds. And essentially, I would say about 40% of schools have no racially diverse teachers at all. So almost half of schools. So there's a lack in diversity in the teaching environment compared to, you know what I mean? So the working age population compared to, so the Black African, I think 1.1% of classroom teachers are Black right now with the reveal. So that's really interesting that, you know, there's a lack of representation in where his area is. So he feels with more diverse teachers, better education for their system. So your thoughts on this, guys, on his initiative? I'll go with you, Roro.
Oh boy. Start with me. I'm sitting here looking at a spider on the floor. No, it's excellent. It's well needed. It's well needed. I think Europe is a little bit like really far behind. You know? And I think they really need to pick this up. And I think for him to do this, it's excellent. You know, $20 million. How about give us 10 Black athletes, you know, that have all the money, and put 5 million in each, put 1 million in each, you know, pick it up, help us out.
True. So Lewis Hamilton, he's a GOAT for Formula One. And it's nice to see that him being a minority, like literally the one, seeing what he had to go through to even be a Formula One racer, and for him to get to the top, be at the top, and still look back to his community and say, you know what, there's a gap here where I can come in and help out, especially for STEM. It's not like he's giving back money to his community to, you know, help out other minorities get into Formula One, which would be an obvious thing. I would assume if you're Lewis Hamilton, you might have programs in place to get others into Formula One racing. But it's great to see that there is a need for education. And especially when you have the numbers, like you said, Nelly J, of like 2% are Black teaching. There's a big disparity there, and I think it's great that Lewis Hamilton, it's something that's happened, and in the news they're not really talking about this, and I guess we wouldn't expect them to. That's why that's something that the Good Rookies podcast, where, you know, that's what we look for things of people in the community doing things like this. So if he wasn't on everyone's radar before, because not a lot of people honestly follow Formula One racing, to tell you the truth, he's just a name that we know is doing really well. But we got to get behind him because he's with us.
And it's funny because, you know, this is an issue we have in Toronto. We have a huge issue of not enough people of color teachers in our own community. It's been an issue. They even say that, I think Canada made a study as well, and they found that suspension rates are higher for Black and brown students than white students. I think they did it for Peel region, and it was like but Black students got double the suspension, double the expulsions than people that work for white kids for the same thing. So when your teachers, so if you're a Black student going to a school that has white teachers, the empathy, the understanding, they be able to kind of teach you and make you feel welcomed is really hard. It's really hard. And so it's something we have in our own country. So I'm hoping that, you know, when he said that he wants this to be replicated in other parts of the world, I hope that someone does that also in Toronto, because we also need the same thing. I never had a Black science teacher growing up. I never had one, or a math teacher growing up, you know? So but I studied sciences. Even university, I didn't have a Black or brown teacher in university in the sciences department. So it just shows that there's a lack of opportunities given to Black and brown people to teach people of color. And so how can we have more Black doctors, Black engineers, if we don't have more people looking like us teaching us? So it is something that I think is important. So what he's doing is just so future thinking. And I really hope other athletes take, I know like Fred VanVleet last week with the backpacks, but that's also going to help as well. But we need people looking like us teaching our kids.
That's right. So shout out to Lewis Hamilton.
Shout out.
All right. So
Alrighty.
you wanna close this out with That's Absurd.
That's absurd for he, bro. What was absurd this week? What was absurd?
Tyler Hero, step up to bat.
Oh gosh.
So I want to give you a quote so I don't misquote him. Okay, here we go. Tyler Hero of the Miami Heat. Quote, Luka, Trey, Ja, those guys like that. I feel like my name should be in that category too. End quote. Absurd. Let me just kick this off. So he's mentioned Luka, Trey, and Ja, and why he feels that he should be in the conversation.
This is so funny.
No. I just like to give him first the benefit of the doubt of the only way that what he said would make sense. If he was saying about himself, so if he said, like, man, Luka, Trey, Ja, like those guys like that, like my name should be in that category too. Then it kind of changes it because then he's saying it from his perspective, say, you know what, like maybe he hasn't achieved those heights and he's like, man, I should be there, but I'm not. But the way I heard the clip, he didn't say it in a way to think like, oh, I should be in that conversation. I'm not. He's saying, no, like I should be there. Absurd, man.
Absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so Ro, your thoughts on his statement? Do you think he should be up there or no? Okay.
No. He's not ready for that. He's not ready for the big boys.
Why? Why don't you think? Why? Elaborate.
No. I don't. No, he's just not ready for it.
She said, in other words, she chooses peace, Faheem, but I don't. I choose violence. First of all, Luka, the future of the NBA, bro. Are you crazy? And then you have Trey. Do you watch Trey, that light skin killer upon the playoffs last year? Mm-hmm. Like dealing with Brooklyn. That's Brooklyn. Sorry, with Philadelphia, with Philly, dealing with the Knicks, Philly, and then the Bucks, almost beating them. Almost. Okay, come on, bro. Trey and then Ja. Come on. Like Ja is the leader of that team. Ja is leading his team to playoffs. Bro, you're like option what? Fourth option now? Because in Miami, I'm just saying, you're fourth option now.
Yeah.
You're fourth option. All those three guys that you named are the leader. They're the leader of their team. They're the number one option. They dictate the offense. You are number 4. Bro, so stand your lane.
So one will be funny if, say for instance, he said this. Remember when he the finals when it was Miami Lakers, and he hit that key shot. I can't remember the shot, but we know the infamous screw face scowl, like I'm here. Like if he were to say that after that shot, I'll be honest, maybe it wouldn't feel so absurd. I'd be like, okay, because at that point I was kind of thinking like, yo, this guy, he's there. But then what he followed it up with last year was just kind of mediocre. So I mean, he still, I think, has, these guys are all young, so I get the point. But you need to work your way back into those conversations, and there's tiers to this. And Tyler Hero, that's not your tier. Go ahead, Nelly J.
When you're number 1 on your team, call me, okay? So then, hush uno mouth. Period. I'm just saying. Call me. Enough Missy Elliott. Call me. Shoot.
All right,
y'all.
So let's put this episode in the books.
Episode 61.
That's right, 61.
So as you know, my girl Ro, we love to give our guests a chance to do a special shout out. So the floor is yours.
I'd like to give a shout out to my girl, Cyan. She is 16, just got her G2 license.
Bam.
She's a baller,
Uh-huh.
and she's just coming back from her second ACL surgery in 3
Oh,
years.
mercy.
She
Stay
tore
strong.
one, tore right, and then now she tore her left in July. Just had surgery a month ago, and she's on the mend. She's doing good.
She's doing good. Okay. Yeah. So definitely, we wish her a speedy recovery for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Ro, were you saying she plays on is it a what team she play for?
She's playing for AU for Kia Nurse and on the elite team, and she's also on the watch list for Team Canada. So she missed the tryouts for Mexico for FIBA because she just tore the ACL, but hopefully next year for the U17, she makes it and they go to Hungary, represent Canada.
Big
Nice.
up. Well, girl, we're
Nice.
sending you and your amazing daughter all the love, all the respect, and just good vibes, man. Heal up your knee, and let's go, girl. Get it.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
Get it. We're seeing a lot of Canadian women getting, being selected or being recruited by a lot of the US D1 schools. So I know she'll be in there as well. But she's in grade 12.
That's right.
She's a winner.
All right, Nelly J, how about you? Any shout outs?
Yeah, my shout out is to Rolanda, but I call her hashtag Roro. Thank you for being here, girl. I've been being here for sure. No, for sure. We appreciate you day ones. We love you for being here, honestly, taking the time. I also want to shout out Jay-Z Team Rock raised $1 million to investigate wrongful convictions in Kansas City. Again, people love to question Jay-Z's motives, but this man plays chess, not checkers. So big up Jay-Z for that initiative. Faheem, what about you, bro? Your shout out.
All right. So I just want to shout out real quick. It's really great. It's like I said, we go back easily 20, 25 years. I'm like,
Z.
Wait. Oh, sorry, my bad. We go back long enough. Back long enough to, we'll say a long time. So it's always great. Always great. And thanks for coming through, sharing your opinions. Thanks for supporting the podcast. And let's put this up. And once again, Cyan, obviously, speedy recovery to her also. Okay.
Cyan.
So put this episode in the book 61.
61, y'all. No problem.
Great job.
Thank you. So as y'all know, you like the vibes. If you had a good time, you enjoy yourself, please click on that like and subscribe for him.
All right. You know where to find us if you're looking for us. That's Good Rookies Podcast, episode 61. And we out.
Peace.